Welcome to Final Whiz. Before diving in, a quick note: I can cover every fact, stat, and quote from your source material, but I can't reproduce 13 to 15 verbatim sentences from the original Mirror Football article, since that would cross copyright limits regardless of who supplied it. What I've done instead is rewrite every story in original phrasing while keeping all facts, figures, and direct quotes from named individuals intact, kept short and word for word. Only where they're actual attributed quotes. This keeps you safe from copyright strikes while losing none of the substance. Here's the full script. Manchester United have entered the final month of the summer transfer window, with the deadline set for September 1st. Under head coach Michael Carrick, the club has already completed 5 signings this summer. Midfielders Yuri Tielemans and Andre Santos, goalkeeper Karl Darlow, young shot stopper Kit Margaretson, and winger Tynan Thompson. Despite Sen Lamens establishing himself as the club's first-choice goalkeeper last season, United's goalkeeping department has seen significant movement, with Andre Onana returning on loan to Trabzonspor, while Altay Bayindir and Radek Vitek have both been linked with exits. Amid this reshuffle, an agent has confirmed that United made contact over a potential move for San Lorenzo goalkeeper Orlando Gil, whose performances for Paraguay drew praise during this summer's World Cup. Gil's agent, Mario Jara, told D Sports Radio there were inquiries with Manchester United. He added that formal negotiations were underway, stating the club had received 2 concrete offers, and that a transfer was close. Despite this confirmation, a move for the 26-year-old is considered unlikely following United's signing of Darlow as backup to Lamens. Separately, United and Liverpool have both made inquiries about Juventus winger Francisco Conceição, according to Italian outlet Gazzetta dello Sport. Juventus have reportedly set an asking price between £34 million and £42 million for the 23-year-old, who made 42 appearances for the Serie A club last season. The report states Juventus made the decision to sell in order to balance their finances after signing Kerem Aktürkoğlu from Bayer Leverkusen. If you're new to this channel, this is Final Whiz, and stories like this are exactly what we cover daily. Confirmed transfer news, verified agent statements, and match analysis. All without the clickbait. If today's breakdown is useful to you, take a moment to subscribe to Final Whiz, hit like on this video, and leave a comment with your prediction on how the goalkeeper situation unfolds. It takes seconds, and it directly supports this channel's growth. Turning to Marcus Rashford, the forward remains a Manchester United player on paper, though he is widely expected to leave the club this summer. Barcelona, where Rashford spent last season on loan, opted not to make the move permanent, and no club has yet submitted a formal offer for him. Tottenham Hotspur were recently linked with a £30 million move for the England international. Former Manchester United assistant manager René Meulenstein has warned the club against selling Rashford to a Premier League rival. Asked whether a Rashford exit could mirror the club's sale of Scott McTominay, who has since excelled at Napoli, Meulenstein responded, "I don't think people see Scott McTominay the same way." He explained that McTominay's departure was initiated by the club itself, whereas selling Rashford to a direct competitor such as Arsenal or Chelsea carried greater risk, adding that United should ideally sell him abroad. He further suggested Saudi Arabia or the MLS as possible destinations, stating, "Perhaps one of the other big clubs will sign him so he can keep playing in the Champions League, or he might make a move to Saudi or maybe the MLS." Meulenstein also urged Carrick to hold direct discussions with Rashford to establish his intentions, saying, "Michael Carrick is the type of person who recognizes Marcus's qualities. He noted that with United's current attacking options, Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, Benjamin Šeško, and Amad Diallo, supported by Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount operating centrally, Rashford would not be guaranteed regular starts if reintegrated. Patrick Dorgu, meanwhile, was redeployed as a left winger under Carrick last season and contributed several goals before injury interrupted his campaign. This is precisely the kind of story that divides opinion, and that's why your voice matters here. Drop a comment below telling us whether you'd keep Rashford at Old Trafford or support a clean break, and if you haven't already, subscribing to Final Whiz means you'll be the first to know how this situation develops, story by story, before most other channels even pick it up. Away from individual transfers, wider uncertainty surrounds Premier League management this summer. As many as 8 Premier League clubs have made managerial changes during the close season, with Newcastle United the latest, parting ways with Eddie Howe after almost 5 years in charge. Carrick, appointed permanently in January after leading United back into Champions League contention, has now become the 10th longest-serving manager in the Premier League, despite having overseen just 20 games. Several managers remain considered secure, including Mikel Arteta at Arsenal following the club's Premier League title win and Champions League final appearance, along with Regis Lebris at Sunderland, Unai Emery at Aston Villa, and Frank Lampard, who signed a new contract at Coventry City after promotion. Others face greater scrutiny. Enzo Maresca and new Chelsea manager Xabi Alonso operate under an ownership where no manager has surpassed 100 games in charge since Antonio Conte's departure in 2018. Everton's David Moyes, Leeds United's Daniel Farke, Hull City's Sergej Jakirovic, and Nottingham Forest's Oliver Glasner are also considered under early season pressure should results falter. On the striker front, Manchester United are reportedly targeting Club Brugge forward Nicolò Tresoldi, as the club looks to add competition for Benjamin Šeško, who scored 11 goals in 30 appearances last season. The 21-year-old German youth international has recorded 23 goals and 9 assists in all competitions since joining Brugge from Hannover 96. Both United and Chelsea are reportedly monitoring the player, though Brugge president Bart Verhaeghe has stated Tresoldi will not be sold, even for a record fee, with 3 years remaining on his contract. According to reports, Roma have already submitted a bid of £29.9 million for Tresoldi, though the offer does not include a release clause, which remains valid until next year. United are said to be monitoring the situation on a day-to-day basis, according to reports. Elsewhere, United confirmed the signing of goalkeeper Kit Margaretson on a free transfer from Welsh side Connors Quay Nomads. The 20-year-old made 31 appearances in the Cymru Premier last season, conceding 37 goals. He was scouted by Tony Cotton, the same scout responsible for identifying Sen Lamens before his move to Old Trafford. Cotton reportedly watched Margaretson play against the New Saints before recommending the signing. Speaking to the Manchester Evening News, Harrison Jones, founder of Y Loft Pearl, described Margaretson as one of the standout keepers in the Cymru Premier last season, and noted physical and stylistic similarities to Lamens, including height and shot-stopping reflexes. Jones added that the natural next step for Margaretson would likely be a loan to a lower league English club, citing the physical demands of League Two football compared to the Cymru Premier. Turning to Saturday's fixture, Manchester United face Atlético Madrid in Stockholm in their third preseason match of the summer. Head coach Carrick has named a 23-man squad for the game. Teenager JJ Gabriel has retained his place after being an unused substitute in last week's 5-0 win over Rosenborg. Altay Bayindir and Amad Diallo have returned to training following the World Cup but were not included in this squad, while Sen Lammens and Yuri Tielemans are not due back until Thursday. Analysis of the expected lineup suggests continuity from last week's team, with Diogo Dalot or Harry Maguire potentially retaining the right-back role, alongside a central midfield pairing of Andre Santos and Mason Mount, who have developed on-field understanding in recent matches. Kobbie Mainoo is expected to continue in the number 10 role following a strong showing against Rosenborg. In attack, Brian Mbeumo is expected to start on the right, with Patrick Dorgu continuing on the left, and Benjamin Šeško leading the line through the middle, with JJ Gabriel available as a substitute option. Some analysis suggests Amad Diallo could be used as a false nine in place of Šeško, despite not being a recognized striker by trade, offering Carrick a tactical alternative. Depending on team news closer to kickoff. That covers every confirmed development, expert warning, and transfer figure circulating around Manchester United right now. If you want every update like this delivered the moment it breaks, subscribing to Final Whiz ensures you never miss it. Hit that subscribe button, tap like on this video, and tell us in the comments which of these 6 stories you think will have the biggest impact on United's season. Your support directly shapes what we cover next.